Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's People to People with Rodney Grimes. Here I am again doing what we do. I am so excited just to be above ground. There's so much been going on, I'm telling you. There's so much been going on with this pandemic and what's been going on in the communities, what's going on in people's homes, what's going on in their businesses and things of that nature, which causes me to have the guests that I have today to come in. And I tell you, this gentleman here is out here doing some amazing work in the areas that's really, really needed. And before I even go any further, I want to tell everybody thank you for your support. Thank you for, we was doing that test today for some of those that tuned in. We appreciate you. We appreciate what you do for people to people. Now, I am getting ready to introduce Mr. Eamonn.
What's going on?
How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm so glad to see you here today.
You too. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for the
How
invite.
was your day?
Fantastic.
So, first of all, what I really want people to do, I want people to get the chance to know a little bit about you and what you do. So can you just tell us a little bit?
Yeah, so my name's Eamonn. I am the sales manager for Puro Clean Arrestin', and we're your paramedics property damage. So floods, fires, mold, crime scene cleanup. I'm a local Northern Virginia guy. I've been here my entire life. Married with 3 kids, live in Alexandria. That's what we do.
Oh, man, that's right. So when you said, so y'all do cleanup, that means everything. It doesn't matter what the situation.
Yeah, so our big things we focus on are floods and fires. They're 2 of our biggest projects that we have, whether it's for a residential building, anything from condos to car dealerships and hotels.
Oh, okay.
So when your home or your business floods, we come in, we get you back up and running as quickly as possible, as seamless as possible.
So I'm kind of afraid to ask this question, but I mean, I can only imagine some of the things that you've run across.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty sad stuff, some pretty gross stuff. We were just at my neighbor's house the last couple weeks. They had a sewer main back up, and so there was about 2 inches of sewer water in their basement. So that was a fun project to start at 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning. But, they had us to call, so.
But that's, I always try to tell people everybody has a position, a job, and everybody's job is important. So can you imagine if we didn't have you and your company and other companies like yours, what kind of situations we would be in, with when it comes to cleaning up stuff?
Yeah.
That would be kind of crazy.
Yeah, you'd be having to do it yourself.
Yeah.
And there's ways to do it because everybody thinks when you have a flood that you automatically everything's got to go, everything's trashed, which isn't true. There's technology and ways and equipment to do it now where 8 out of 10 times we're saving the flooring, we're saving the carpeting, we're saving those things, we're saving the furniture because we're able to get in there, get it cleaned up, and get them back going.
So we was having a conversation prior to us going on the air, and I like people to. Okay, yep. T back in the background just told me take the little mask off, and y'all see I got my trophy on today too. I'm gonna talk about that in a few more minutes, which is going to go to some other information that I'm going to talk to Eamonn about as well. We were chatting a little bit prior to coming on the air, and you was talking about some of the things that you did. I wanted to reiterate on that. Some of the stuff that you did, outside of your job. What? So you was doing the mentoring type?
Yeah. So I've been active volunteer with Special Olympics and a great program called Project Success. That was founded many moons ago by my good friend Mary Wolf. You look her up. She's fantastic. She's the one that shaped me to who I am. Her and my parents. So give her all the credit. But she started Project Success, and it was a service learning group for middle school and high school students with and without disabilities. And the whole idea was to bring them together and to go out and help the community. Whatever needs the community had, to put 2 populations of teenagers together that typically don't interact too much with each other. Right. At least 20 years ago when I was in school, right? They didn't interact as much as they do now. And get them together and get them out in the community doing projects that they can both enjoy, that they can both feel like they're giving back to the community. And that segued into a career for many years in therapeutic recreation. I'm working with Special Olympics.
That is amazing. That kind of probably got you prepared to be able to do what you're doing now, where you are actually able still to come in and help people. And you're giving them that support.
Right. Yeah. It's been a huge defining factor from what we've heard from our clients that separate us from our competition. It's that compassionate piece. You know, when we go into somebody's home or their business, it's a pretty big event usually. It doesn't always happen very often, so people don't know how to react. So we got to go in there. We got to assess the damage, the situation, but also we got to assess how our clients feeling.
Okay.
You know, we got to make sure that we're getting them calmed down, that they're understanding the process and they're comfortable with the process, so that we can do our job as quickly and efficiently as possible. Right? So we got to go in there with compassion, understanding like this is their home, this is their business. They don't deal with this every day like we do, and so we got to kind of step back and explain everything to them. You know,
And what's the name of the company again?
Pure Clean of Reston.
Pure Clean of Reston. So
Yes,
how long
sir.
have y'all been in the business?
We opened up May 1st of this year.
Oh, okay. So it's a new business.
We're a new franchise. Yep. We're a new franchise. We're doing fantastic. We're tracking 2 times our first year's goal, which is awesome. And like we were talking earlier, we're in the works with corporate. We're going to be opening up Pure Clean Puerto Rico.
I'm
here
trying
shortly.
to go. I'm trying to
Yes,
go.
sir.
Hey, so I'm going to know if I can do some part-time
Definitely,
work.
definitely. We'll have to do a people to people out there.
Yes, right.
Do a podcast out at the beach.
You already know. So you were saying also that you were actually looking to hire people as well.
Yes, we are. We are desperately looking for technicians, folks that are going to really want to get in, get their hands dirty. They're going to be the ones interacting with the clients at their homes and their businesses, the ones day to day, face to face with them, helping them get back to a normal routine. And so I'm looking all over. We're very, very competitive with our pay, more on the high end of pay. We have bonuses, we have full benefits, training, paid training. Everybody will be trained by the IICRC. So if you know anybody that's looking for a new career, looking to start a career, I'm looking for folks that are, you know, in their last year of high school that might be thinking, you know, college ain't for me maybe, but they want to have kind of a steady job or a career. I'd love an introduction.
But this also gives them an opportunity to travel.
It will.
That's
will.
a good
You know,
point.
because we travel with the hurricanes and the, you know, bad storms and everything like that. We were down in New Orleans after this last hurricane hit. We were down there for 2.5 weeks. Some of
Oh man.
our team down there helping folks out, getting cleaned up, things like that. So there's definitely travel opportunities. You know, with our new franchise, we're going to be opening up Puerto Rico. There's opportunities there. You know, so our goal is to, you know, we want to take over the DMV and the mitigation restoration business.
I love it.
And, you know, I've been here my whole life, so.
And that's the good thing. I like when it's hometown businesses that comes up and have success. That's part of what People to People is all about. We're networking, making sure that we are trying to make these connections. So this is our platform. So, you know, everybody out there, I'm telling you, you got that young man and females too, right?
Anybody, yep.
Okay. That's they need a job, and you want to get them out the house.
Pure Clean Arrested. Yep.
Hey, you know my question I always ask when I'm looking for a job, y'all pay every week or every 2 weeks?
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. Because I'm going to tell you that every week will get them quick.
But that gets you in trouble when you're young, you know?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
But, yeah, you know, why I like People to People, Rodney, is you're a people person, you're community-based, right? You're vested in your community, you want to see your community thrive, and that's what I've been doing my whole life, right? And that's what we're still doing, even with the new business here, Puro Clean, right, of Reston. So we got a job for a murder site, crime scene to clean up and things like that. Well, what came out of that is a church was paying for that because it was an underprivileged community that they work with, and then they were having a big back-to-school night at the community a couple months later, and they'd reach out, hey, do you want to, you know, volunteer or whatnot? I said, absolutely. What do you need? We were able to buy them a huge bounce house that they put out there that they can use for all their events. That's what our donation went to. We were out there for all day on a Saturday helping with the community, helping set up, talking to folks about what we can do in the community to help the Reston Herndon specifically and the Northern Virginia community.
That's powerful. One of the individuals who I had the opportunity, Mr. Andrew Clark, who's the chairman of the committee of Tyson's Commerce. I hope I said that right. He's going to get me if I didn't. But excellent gentleman. One of the things every time we talk about community, he made this statement. He said, when you are participating in the growth and the development of the community, it's participation that matters. And that's what we have to do. And I'm not just talking about people to people, but I'm talking about with you offering the jobs opportunity for people in the community.
Yep.
And your success is our success.
Exactly.
And people got to know that.
Exactly. I have young children. I have friends that have young children, and the whole thing is to make sure that this community gives to our children what we got from it, and that our kids give back to the community, and it just keeps going and going and going. I tell my kids all the time. I own several businesses in the area, and there's opportunities for them to take those businesses and grow with that. And I said the only stipulation I have is as you grow, you make sure that your community around you grows with you.
And that's what it's all about.
If you can't do that, then you can't be a part of our businesses.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. That's what I like about even in the area where we are. It's all about networking, making sure that we give an opportunity and giving people that chance to be able to have a life. When we start new business, and your business being a new one, it's that opportunity for somebody to come in and not be so up against competition. But you're in a position to learn something new, grow with the company, and build a future.
Exactly, and that's what I want to do is I'm building our bench of players right now. I'm really looking for my core 8 people, technicians, managers, so that as we grow, if I have somebody that comes to me tomorrow, we hire them as a technician, there's opportunities on that side of the business, there's opportunities on the sales side, there's opportunities in the office part of it, there's ownership opportunities in future franchises that we buy and things like that. So I really want people to understand it's not just a job that we have the opportunity for. If you want just a job, that's okay.
Okay, right.
That's okay. Yeah, if you're looking for something more, for something long term that you can grow with, then and you want to grow as a person, then Pure Clean Reston is where you need to call.
That I can only imagine with some people, like they be like, oh, it's a new company, they struggling. No, what they don't know, if you get in a new company, that's almost better than going into something that's already established, because when they see your work ethics, then opportunity is phenomenal.
Exactly.
So that's something that everybody out there, for all the parents who at home, you got young children or young adults that need a job, what's a number for them to be able to get in touch with you?
Best number to call me is my cell phone, 703-743-4482.
You want to say that?
703-743-4482. You can call, you can text, whatever you want to do.
Yes.
Yep.
So again, now, is it a training process? Like say if somebody called and they say, well, I want to start tomorrow. Is it a process that they have to go through some training?
We'll give you the training on the job, but we'll do the interviews. We decide to hire. You're hired. There's going to be online training, on the job training, in the shop training, but there's no designated training period. We're going to start getting right into it. I'm a firm believer that on-the-job training is key. Education is very important, don't get me wrong, but on-the-job training gives you things that you can't find anywhere else.
Yes.
And so you won't be put in a bad situation, I can promise you that. You'll always have your leader there, yet we're going to get you going right then and there. So
would you say that if you're kind of a person with not a strong stomach or something, this is not the job for you? What's funny is I don't have a strong stomach at all. Like, I can't remember the last time I changed one of my little kids' diapers. I just can't do it. Yet, for some reason, somehow, I find a way to do it. Sometimes there's some gags involved, but we'll make it work. We got clothespins no matter what. If you're extremely squeamish, then I wouldn't do it. But you're not going to be in a situation when you're newer with us
that would be a
Because
real bad situation.
only reason why I say that, because some people, I think that I would look at it as a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Me,
Yeah.
I would look at it as a challenge. Even if I was, I would like, man, that sounds like a type of job I would want to do,
Yeah.
because I would be able to see different things. You're going to see it from all different perspectives. But the most valuable thing that I think that really would come out of it is the end result.
Mm-hmm.
When you have helped those people get back into the opportunity to return to some type of normalcy.
Yeah, it's great because, like you said, you get to see it from start to finish. You get to see the tears in people's eyes, the panic when their house has been caught up, when their business is on fire, has been flooded or whatnot. And then after we're done, you get to see how appreciative they are,
Mm-hmm.
right? And how thankful they are, and how when you look at their home and their business, it looks like nothing ever happens.
That's got to be, for a lot of people, like a sense of relief when they see y'all coming. Y'all almost like the police department and the fire department.
That's why we say we're your paramedics of property damage.
I like that. That's right. Like the ambulance coming with the light on. Say, here we come. We come in.
Exactly. Can't have red lights in Virginia, but I am going to get some yellow lights on top of the vans.
Yeah, that is so cool. So do y'all work in teams?
We do. We work in 2-man teams typically, and then depending on the job, we'll add more teams on top of that, or we'll pull, separate teams if we have to. But we believe in the buddy system.
Okay.
A lot of times, we're going out into strangers' homes, right? We're going into neighbor businesses, to buildings, sometimes vacant. Sometimes these places haven't had anybody in them for months or years.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a safety aspect with the buddy system.
Okay.
But also, in our line of work, there's so many ways for you to get hurt in a second that the buddy system just helps prevent any big issues.
That's still, you looking at sometimes the jobs is really going to determine how many people you have.
Correct. If we're going to do a small mold job in a kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably going to be 2 people.
Right.
If we're going to go and do a whole basement flood of a home in Great Falls or Potomac, Maryland, then we're probably going to have 5-6 guys.
Okay.
Or gals.
That's something, man. I tell you. So again, everybody that just joined in, this is People to People. As you know, I am Rodney Grimes, and my guest today is Mr. Eamonn Garvey, right?
Yep. And Garvey.
And Garvey. And we just want to tell you that this is an opportunity to, if you want to looking for a job right now, you definitely want to do that. But also, you want to make sure that if you have a situation where you have a flood, some damage to your house catch on fire, and you need it to be cleaned up. And after, I guess the question that just came to my mind, after when y'all go there, is that determine like the price of it, or how do you price it?
So pricing is pretty industry standard, right? It's based off square footage. So we use a system called Xactimate, and everything goes through the IICRC. Basically, it's a regulation board. And so depending on exactly what if you're cutting drywall, if it's category 3, 2, or 1 water, is all put into Xactimate, and then it's all calculated.
Man, okay, so it's not really like going to be devastating financially to get it done.
It really depends on the situation, right? But the days of the Wild Wild West in our industry are long gone.
Okay.
Of people thinking, they could come in, they could charge whatever they want, and you have to pay. It's not like that anymore. 9 times out of 10, we're dealing with insurance companies and not people paying directly.
Right.
So insurance companies, they want everything perfect. So we just do it by the book the first time. Yeah. So there's no hiccups.
That is so cool. I was involved in a flood in 2006, and 8 feet of water came into my house, which brought the basement wall in.
Foundation.
Yeah. And long story short, it was so much mold and everything in there. I had never experienced anything like that.
It was horrible.
It was horrible. but it's people like your company that makes that came to the rescue. Because as we were going into the days looking at it, we didn't have the experience.
Right.
And so I had got sick trying to clean up the stuff. But y'all come in with, and I remember some of the people who started coming, and they had on these suits and stuff like that.
PPE suits, yeah.
Yeah.
All that. It's not something you can mess around with lightly because you can get sick. So we have full PPE suits. We have ventilators and things like that we use when it's warranted. There's some pretty nasty stuff we see, but as we best prepare ourselves as we possibly can. We partner with a company called Aramsco. They're great. They're our vendor for all of our equipment, and they have top of the line products. So our equipment's working. Our safety equipment's always working. We're constantly testing it, constantly going over it. Because at the end of the day, I want to make sure that all of our guys come back in the same, state that we sent them out there in that day. It might be a little wet from stepping in some water, but other than that, there's not going to be any harm to them. I want to make sure that they're safe, right? Because there are situations. So all we can do is prepare ourselves for the best.
And where's the main office located?
Our main office is in Herndon, right off Sunset Park Drive, 271 Sunset Park Drive.
Okay, that's cool. So was it your idea to start the business?
It was not. It was Joe Ortiz. He's our big owner. It was his idea to start the business. So I'm glad he had that idea to get in with Pure Clean Corporate.
That is so cool. Again, everyone, my guest today is Eamonn Garvey.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I always have a problem pronouncing people's names. I tell you, my wife she be the one that be remember the names, and I have to tell her. All right, and I just want to give y'all that call-in number if we got any questions for my guest. The number is 703-752-6120. 703-756-6120. And also, you remember, we always looking for that sponsorship. We looking for people to help us keep afloat. That's what we got to do. We got to pay the lights and electricity and all that. That's right. And I got to take a moment to do a shout out to one of our listeners who is, he's actually my brother-in-law. So my son going to get on me. He always say, Dad, stay on the topic. Don't be jumping all over the place. But my brother-in-law called today. And the reason why I'm saying this is because this kind of goes back to what you do. A lot of people are struggling in different areas. They've been in situations where their houses got damaged or whatever the case may be. And my brother-in-law called today and he said, I love what you're doing for the community. I love how you are reaching out and trying to help people. Now, let me show you where this is working. So, Ed, if you're listening, some of them young guys out there, I'm talking some positive thinking individuals that's looking for a community, opportunity to build a relationship on a good job. You definitely want to tell them to go back and watch the program. I'm going to make sure that my guests give the number out again. Tell them to get in touch. And we're looking for some dedicated hard workers that's really, really serious about trying to prepare for their future. So I just wanted to do that shout out to you, my brother-in-law Ed. He called just before we was coming on the ad, and I promised that I was going to do that. My guest today.
Can I say one thing? Piggyback on that with Mr. Ed there. Right? So here's what I want to do for your viewers and for anybody that knows Ed is anybody that comes in and they say that they heard of our company through People to People and Rodney or Mr. Ed, if they are a customer, we're going to give them 10% off.
Cool.
No ifs, ands, or buts. They just say they're friends with People to People, Rodney Grimes, 10% off. And if they come in looking for a job and we hire them, then we're going to figure out a $2,000 signing bonus for them.
Oh, my goodness.
Because of the work that you guys do in the community, we're going to give back. So anybody that comes in, we hire People to People, they're going to get a $2,000 signing bonus.
Hey, y'all got any applications?
Right?
I can use that $2,000. I'm trying to tell you. You know, that's so funny that right now, actually, people are giving out bonuses to bring in people. And, you know, again, this is an opportunity because you talk about opening up in Puerto Rico. So they actually could get hired here. And once y'all got...
There's opportunities down there. There's going to be opportunities for all levels of the business. It's going to be crazy.
That's phenomenal.
It's going to be awesome. Let me tell you, it's going to be real. I got another friend of mine that actually has a house in Puerto Rico that he's selling. He's going down next week. And so we're in talks of possibly buying that as a staff house.
That is so cool. That is so cool. I like that. What's the phone number again?
My phone number is 703-743-4482. Again, that's my cell phone, so you can call me, you can text me, anything you want to do.
That is so cool. Like I said, I love what you're doing. I love the fact that you are giving the opportunity for people in the community to be able to grow and have that opportunity to get a career doing something. And so, you know, that's something that we all have to realize that's important. The survival of your business is the survival of mine. And it just goes in a circle. And so that's what really excites me about when I have you come on. I'm so glad that you decided to come on because we met at a networking event. Yeah. And everybody was in there talking about it. That's what it's all about. That's how you start to, you know, and you never know what's going to happen in your journey. Right. So, see, now I got you in my book.
You never know who you're going to come across, right?
Yes, and you'll know when you're going to need them.
And our business is about 80% referrals, and that's how we like to keep it.
That is so cool. That's so cool. So I want to also, you know, I love we talking about the business, but get a little bit more about you as a person. Mm-hmm. So you doing this, I mean, like, is this something that you would actually just spend the rest of your life doing?
Yeah. Between this and my real estate business, this is where I love it. You know, I'm able to take all those pieces of my previous career with therapeutic recreation and Special Olympics and really put them into my sales business.
Yeah.
Right? Because I'm still helping people out.
Yeah.
Right? Like we were talking about earlier, we see the devastation in people's homes and their houses and their businesses, and then we are able to transform that into, you know, brand new like it never happens.
That is so cool.
You know, so this is, in another 15 years, we'll be sitting down with some cigars.
Be like,
talking about our first podcast together. We'll, you know, in 15 years, we'll probably have about 6 or 7 more Puro Cleans. So.
And we're gonna be nationwide with the people to people. We are so excited about that, man. This is just amazing.
I'm excited to watch you guys grow. Whatever you guys need, we're here to help.
Hey, you know, one of the things is this: when you had talked to me and I invited you to come and you accepted, I was like, man, that's what I was talking about. I like that. You know, you didn't look at us to try to figure out where we were, if we was a big company, a small company. You was like, yo, you know what? Let me come in. And
the name says it all.
Yeah, my man.
The name said it all. And then I met you and I was like, oh, it's definitely going to happen.
Yes. And I was telling my wife, I said, you know, the more and more I met individuals like yourself, it inspired me to keep doing what I'm doing. You know, and that's helping people. That's why, actually, I have this that I'm wearing, my Community Service Award badge that me and my wife received a couple of Sundays ago. It was not this Sunday, a couple of Sundays back. And I just get so excited when I'm around other people who I know. And we was talking about you did that type of work prior to with this business. And so, you know, that just says a lot about you and your personality as well as some people say to me about my personality. We are people person. You know, we like helping people.
Exactly.
We want to see people grow, you know. So that is so good. Again, everybody just tuned in. This is People to People with Rodney Grimes. My guest today is Eamonn Garvey, right?
Yes, sir.
And I'm getting good at this. I'm saying the name right. Right. But this gentleman is, he has a business that's been going on for, like now, so when the anniversary?
May 2nd.
May 2nd.
Yep.
That is so cool.
You know, we're 7 months in. We're killing it. We're crushing it.
That is
It's
so
amazing.
cool.
And it's all about the people, right? We have a bench of people. We got Joe, that's a mastermind behind it. We got Hector, that's running our crews, and he's a bulldog for our clients and our crews. Whitney runs everything in the office, from billing to social media to talking to clients and adjusters. I mean, you know how it is. Talking to insurance, it's not something we want to do, but it's all about the people that you have.
Okay, and we got our production team back there. She wants you to repeat the number for them to get in touch with you again.
All right, perfect. The number is 703-743-4483.
So actually, what they're going to do, they're going to put that in the comments.
Awesome.
So some of what we've been talking about, because everybody that when you tune in, sometimes people more watching us, and they be like, oh man, I didn't get that number. You can actually go back into the comments, be able to get the telephone number. Remember, he said, if you're serious about it and you mention people to people, you'll get a $2,000 bonus to sign up. But you got to get in there and get the job first, though. You can't walk in there and talk about you want to do $2,000. You got to get the job first. Right. Also, if you need the business, as far as like you got some damage in your home or your business that need to be cleaned up from water damage or fire or something of that nature, you want to get in touch with it. They give you a 10% off as well, and just let them know that you heard it through people to people. So that, I really, really appreciate that, and that's really just letting people know that we are networking together.
Exactly. We care. We want people to succeed just like you do, you know? And what better place to do it than with the systems and the tools that have been proven successful.
I told another gentleman when I was talking to him, and I said, you know, a lot of people don't understand how it works. You know, you look at it as like it's competition, but it's really not competition. It's almost like we're all in the same position trying to survive. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. And if I had potatoes and you got corn, and the guy down the street got watermelon, right? So what happens? What we do is we make sure you want his crop to grow.
Exactly.
Because when I call you and say, yo, hey man, the basement just flooded, and I'm over here panicking. You'll be like, yo, we're on the way. The guy's coming in. We take care of what's got to be done. Get you back functions.
Exactly.
And that's why I say a lot of people don't understand how important different jobs are, and the opportunity to learn different things. So, what's the youngest? So they got to be.
They got to be 18.
Okay.
They got to be 18 and be able to work in the U.S. And that's really the starting point. We're looking for ambitious. We're looking for, driven, highly motivated. My whole goal is to hire people, and I don't want them to be in that position for too long.
Right.
I want to see them grow. Right? And so I'm looking for people that, are like, oh, that's not the job I want in the long run, but that's a company I want to be associated with in the long run, and I know that there's opportunities there to grow.
Right. I mean, that's really, really a good thing for young people, again, to come into a company that gives them an opportunity to start from the bottom, learn, be able to feel comfortable, and know that they have a future. And it's not just you just at one tier where, when you come in, that's where you at.
Right. No.
That is so cool.
It's all about opportunity. Opportunity is what makes the world go round.
How about that?
And so we're here to give all the opportunity that we can possibly give.
So, and again, now I'm thinking about the area. Do y'all have, because, I guess in some areas where they have a lot of problems with weather, it's more likely that y'all stay real busy. Do y'all have a downtime?
Around here, there's no downtime. We will pick up during hurricane season more, depending there's big hurricanes like Ida was and things like that, to where we're going to have to transplant part of our crews and send them down there to help, or send them up like when it hit New Jersey right afterwards, sending people up there to help. So during hurricane season, it'll get a little busier, but we stay steady.
And it's like, because I guess then if that's the case also, it's not like no job is too little, no job is too big.
Correct. Right. We'll do a job, anything from a small bathroom mold cleanup to a hotel. right?
Man.
And what we'll do is we got some great partners with other PureClean franchises that we partner up with if we need some extra help. We call corporate, and they have all the tools and everything to help out. But so whether it's an issue with this office or this entire office building,
You can handle
we
it.
got your back.
That's all right.
Absolutely.
And do y'all put yourself in a certain time frame with the customers, or is just based again on the situation?
It's on the situation. Some situations warrant we need to go out there and check on it immediately. The good thing is my cell phone never goes off, as you've seen tonight. It's
Right.
buzzing. I apologize to my wife for that, but it's when people need us, we're on. So we have we have an answer service after hours, so that if one of us doesn't pick it up, somebody's always going to pick it up. But it really just depends. We always tell people that we're going to be out to your home within 2 hours.
So you mean within a 24-hour, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, y'all are available to help people get their life back on track.
Absolutely. I got a call
That's
at about 3 o'clock in the morning not too long ago, where a lady was having a water issue, and she was able to FaceTime me. And luckily, I was able to see that it was contained and it wasn't something that needed immediate attention. But at 7:30 in the morning, we're out there working on it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So if everybody just tuning in, is People to People with Rodney Grimes. My guest today is Mr. Eamonn Garvey, and the name of the company is
PureClean of Reston.
PureClean of Reston. And what they do is help you get cleaned back up if your house is flooded, we have a fire problem, or anything of that nature. You can call on this company to come there and rescue you and help you get back on track. Also, they are definitely looking to give the opportunity for employment. So anyone out there that are interested, you have a young kid that's interested in trying to get a new opportunity, they've already said there's a $2,000 bonus once you have joined, but you got to tell them that you also heard this from People to People. Yeah, and then come and give me my $500 part of it. No, you do what you do. But that's an amazing thing. I am, again, just honored to be able to sit down and talk to you, not just about that business, but because you have been a person in the area that's done things for people outside of that in the community. And so is that something that you will kind of gravitate back to?
Oh yeah. We stay personally and professionally always volunteering in the community, whether it be with Special Olympics, whether it be with my kids' sports organizations, whether it be local communities here that our business helps sponsor events for and volunteers with. We will always be community centric. We will always have some sort of community service aspect of our business. All of them, my businesses, Joe's other business as well, all give back certain percentages of our profits, and also we give back a certain amount of time every year. And that's mandated. That's in your contract when you work with us, is you have to give a certain amount of hours of community service. Doesn't have to always be with what we do, but somehow you have to give back to the community.
Something earlier you mentioned, and I want to bring that back up. I like it, the fact that you said you was going to start going to the schools. So you was going to go to the schools and then say, hey, this is our opportunity.
Yeah. So my goal is to talk to the counselors, and some like the shop or the auto tech teachers, and find those students who might not be thinking about going the college route, and seeing if I can get an introduction to them and their parents, to see what they're looking to do, and maybe see if there's an opportunity for them to kind of start working with us part-time in the shop while they're in high school, kind of learning some things, and then we can grow and go.
What about what is it called when you have to do community service or something like that? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. For the schools? Yeah. I would say we're not the best to do community service, get your hours for, and I'm one of the best people that connect you with people to do your community service where you're going to be getting value out of that service. If you're just doing this service to get the hours, there's no value there.
Right. Okay.
You're not really providing too much of a value, and you're not getting any value there. So what I like to do is I like to refer those to friends of mine at Special Olympics, at the local chambers, at the local women's shelters and things like that, and get them to do their hours there in places that we volunteer at. So
Right.
then now they're getting more. I can tell you of a story of why we're doing this to this person's house at no charge to help them out. Yeah, if you really go out there and you can see those people face to face, and you can see that the time you're spending is helping make somebody's day, then you're going to end up doing that forever. That's how I got into therapeutic recreation career.
Man.
Is I went to Project Success at one time and got hooked with Mary Wolf and her son Jonathan, and that turned into a lifelong learning, from volunteerism to girlfriends I got out of volunteering to a career to traveling, all over the country with Mary. I remember 17 years old speaking to 5,000 high school and college students at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, my God.
I didn't get invited back to this particular concert because we had over 100 kids rush the stage with us towards the end of it, and were dancing with us and stuff, right? But it's all about those opportunities.
Man, that's amazing.
I'll die volunteering, probably.
Yeah, and that's me too.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time we was riding somewhere, and I saw a car broke down on the side of the road, and I was getting ready to pull over. My wife said, "Rodney, please, you can't help everybody." I said, "Babe, she said, I'll forget where we was going. We was going somewhere," and she was like, "Yeah, not this time."
Mm-hmm.
So my wife is looking like I made that up. She looking over there, but I'm gonna remind you later, because I don't want you to get the impression that I just.
Say why.
Huh?
But why did I say that?
Oh no, the reason why you said it because you didn't want to be late. Because she already knows. And then the other thing, when she tell me, she'll say, "You know what? You can't just stop and help, because then you're gonna get the run of your mouth."
20-minute time change turns into 45 minutes later.
She'd be like, "Yo, babe,
Uh-huh.
come on." Because sometimes I just jump out and want to help somebody. She'd be like, "Babe, you don't have the time." And I don't think like that,
You make the time.
I just make the time, man. I just go ahead and do it, And it's just giving back. That's the other thing I like about this country. See, we're in a position to do that and do it unconsciously, and wake up the next morning and feel good about helping each other. And with the pandemic, this should be an eye-opening for many, many people.
Oh, yeah.
We have lost a lot of lives with this situation. Now we're in a situation where people don't even want jobs.
Yeah.
Because they're panicking.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't understand this is a process of us growing,
Right.
and we're gonna recover from this.
Right. We're gonna get through it.
We're gonna get through this. We done, I know. You and I, we this is probably our first pandemic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
But there have been other ones
There's been
before,
others, and people survived them.
and they survived.
People got through it. There's ebbs and flows in life. And I always tell people, you can't have the great times without the bad times.
Come on now.
And the great times aren't worth it without the bad times.
Yeah.
That's
what make it memorable.
Right.
When you be like, say, we pulled through this,
Exactly.
We pulled through this, and that's what I'm talking about with some of the people with the new businesses and things of that nature. We need to see the success of your business. We need to see it that in 20 years, like I said, you mentioned earlier, 15, 20 years from now, you're going to be laughing, and you're going to be like, yeah, telling your son, I'm in Hawaii. What are y'all doing over there up in New York or in Texas or Atlanta or Iowa,
Going over those P&Ls from the beach with a cigar in my
You
mouth,
already know,
right?
and you're going to be like, yeah, I called this and this is what's up. But this is the opportunity. And I'll tell you, here, that's what we have to realize. When you get an opportunity like this, take advantage of it. Take advantage of it. Give them a call. You're looking for the opportunity to get a job where you're going to be able to grow. You can come in down at the bottom, and you'll be saying, I started from the bottom, but now look where I'm at. I'm on top, with this company. And being that's just looking at if everybody that's working with you had that spirit that you have, that's going to be a good thing to get up and wake up the next day and say, yo, man, I'm going into a job, man, that I enjoy, regardless of, you know what I used to laugh about? I used to see the trash guys, right? Now, and the reason why I'm going to bring this up because I know that the job that y'all do requires you to get dirty, right?
Yeah.
And so I used to think about that. I said, man, I wouldn't want to be no trash man, right? But let me tell you how important that is. You remember when the pandemic really got a little out of hand and then they wasn't even picking up the trash?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I was like, you got to be kidding me. Trash was piled. I realized how important it was.
Yep.
Had a different
reason for everything.
It's a reason for everything. Yeah. And that's what we got to know with, I keep wanting to say it, I want a
Puro Clean of Reston.
Puro Clean of Reston.
Yes, sir.
And that's an amazing company that's new to the area. It's a baby, but got big feet. That means that it's going to stand on its own.
Yep. The company's new to the area, but the people in the company have been here a long time.
That is so cool. And you're originally from Alexandria?
No, I'm originally from Burke,
Virginia.
My wife is from Alexandria.
What part?
Right by Hayfield. We live across from Hayfield High School.
Okay.
Off Telegraph.
Yeah, off Telegraph. Yeah.
My dad grew up in Old Town Alexandria.
Yeah, that's where I'm born and raised.
That's where my dad was born and raised.
Old Town Alexandria. Still have my mom there, 90 years old, man.
Jenny Lane or something back
there.
Yeah, always heard about Jenny Lane and all those places.
Actually, I'm down by Braddock Road, where the Braddock Road Metro Station, right around the corner. Where the Braddock Road station is, it used to be a Safeway and a gas station there.
Okay.
And I remember my grandmother living up the street. So Old Town Alexandria is my stomping ground.
Yeah.
100%.
And I'm right down Telegraph Road from here.
I love it.
We'll have to go down to, what's that cigar bar? Is it 218?
What is it?
In Old Town?
Is
it 218 or?
What?
It's a cigar bar lounge in Old Town.
Down off of King Street?
Yeah.
Down by the waterfront?
Close to it, I think.
I'm not quite sure because
I'll have to look it up.
I go to the one I go to is off of 210. Is one off of 210 I go to, and then it's one off of Route 5.
Okay.
Well, actually, that's going up towards Charles. What's that? Charlestown or something like that.
Charlestown.
Maryland.
Okay.
But I'm the type. I just go in any. I go in any cigar place that I see, and if I see the brand I like smoking acid cigars, and I got some different ones. I grab one too, and then I just grab me a few of them and go home and sit out and look at the birds in the tree, relax, smoke my cigar, and go into a zone. But for everybody that's just joining in, this is People to People with Rodney Grimes, and my guest is Eamonn Garvey. And this gentleman was just talking about the opportunities that he's been given, about his business. This is what this platform is about. We networking. His business is important. All our business is important. The survival of his business is important because they help people get back on their feet. Whether it's like if you had a fire, water damage, anything of that nature. We gave out the number. Also, if you want to ask some questions, you can call in now. He'll be able to answer some questions for you. The number here is 703-752-6120. That's 703-752-6120. And also, I want to tell y'all something. Don't be afraid to just call his number and ask him about the job.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way
Absolutely.
that way they can call in, and then what they can do is they can actually get a feel for what they will be doing, and be able to talk to you about that,
And and I'm happy to answer any questions, right? Any and all questions you have about the job or anything. What's the worst that can happen? You end up not wanting to pursue an interview, and I might have some information about you, and might know somebody might be a perfect fit for you.
Yeah.
Right? So, like I always tell people, I never say no to opportunity without learning about it.
Well, I always look at it like this. This is opportunity that's giving you to, if you don't have a job and somebody offering you this chance to come in from the ground up and come in and learn, and they say, okay, we're going to help you and train
Right.
you, that's a good situation.
So you know how we were talking earlier how we're a newer franchise, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so you see all the in the tech industry, you see all these apps and these businesses that boom, and then they sell for millions and millions and millions of dollars. Why is that? Why are these startup companies selling for so much money? Why? Because the people that run them and work in them have that drive and that ambition for unlimited success,
Mm-hmm.
right? So there's what you have over maybe a potential company that's been in business forever. They're set in their ways, kind of like people.
Yeah.
You know, as you get older, you get set in your ways more and more. As you're younger, you got more drive, you have more ambition to learn and to grow and things like that. That's where our company is, right? So there's unlimited potential there to really be a part of something really great.
I mean, that's the good part. Again, like I said, for many people coming out of school, or they haven't made up their mind what they want to do. Let me ask you this too: do it have to be full time?
No.
So they could come in part time
Yep.
as well.
They can come part time. Listen, we're flexible. We're flexible. We want to be a company about the people. We have a young lady that works for us. She's a single mom, and she has to leave by 2:30 every day to go and get her son from school. But she wants to be full time. She's like, I can work once I get home, this and that. Perfect, and it's working beautifully.
That is
Why?
good.
Because we trust her and she trusts us.
Right.
Right? And when we, if we need things, she's just great at her job.
It's almost like so y'all build that family relationship.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's good. That's good.
So whatever we need, we help each other out. My family and I, we have a house a couple hours from here by Bryce Ski Resort.
Mm-hmm.
So probably in January, February, we're gonna do a team retreat out there, I think, and we're gonna take everybody. We're gonna talk about business goals and things like that. Get everybody out. Maybe bring their wives, their husbands, kids, whatever they want, and just get away for get out in the woods for a couple days. Do a little business talk, a lot of fun, but just keeping people happy.
And with all that, it's not a real serious competition struggle for y'all to be able to stand on y'all own 2 feet and worry about the next door neighbor. And when I say the next door neighbor, that other company that does the same thing that y'all do, because y'all actually providing this service that is not. I don't think, because I don't think there's a lot of companies out there like that, right?
So let me give you this stat. We just had our owners' regional meetings here about a month or so ago, and they gave us a stat. There are 12 major mitigation reconstruction companies in the U.S. and Canada as a whole. 12 big companies, right? PureClean as a whole organization has 25% market share out of all those 12 companies. So we have the highest market share, 25% of market share of all of the U.S. and Canada in our industry, right? So PureClean's doing something right, and that's because of our relationships with the people, insurance agents, realtors, property managers, owners, our clients that call just from Google, things like that. There's a reason why PureClean has 25% of the market share, and it's because people are talking about us and they're telling their friends, right? If you do a good job for somebody, they're going to tell 5 people. If you do a bad job for somebody, they're going to tell 15 people. So my goal is to do as many great jobs as we can and make as many people smile in a day so that they tell 5 more people, hey, you got to call PureClean and Rest. And they're fantastic. They're awesome. They're sweet. They're helpful. They're clean. They're quick.
So also, and my mind just be going. So say like if it's a fire or a big flood, do y'all have to wait a certain time for you to be able to go in and be able to start the process of cleaning?
Yeah, so with fires, right, once the fire department's done doing their job, and if there's any investigation needs to be done, once fire and police are out of there, then we're able to go in for the fires and the crime scenes and do our job. The floods, we go in there and we diagnose problems. We had a call, was it Friday afternoon? They could tell water was leaking from somewhere. They called us. Plumber came out right before us. Couldn't find a leak anywhere. The owner's like, I swear there's a leak right here. I'm telling you this is why. We went out there. We cut a little square of the drywall. Lo and behold, water spraying out of a pipe. You know, had to call the plumber back out there. So it really just depends. If there's a fire or an investigation or a crime scene, once that the police and the fire department's done with their part, then we can do our job. But with mold and water, you know, typically we're going in there as soon as possible.
Right, because that actually grows the longer you let it sit.
With the moisture and the humidity, mold is just going to start growing and growing and growing. So if we can get in there and get that water out and we can start drying everything in place, the quicker we can do that, then the quicker we can save your floorings, your carpets, your hardwoods, things like that.
So after y'all accomplish all that, do y'all do the inspection or do somebody come out and inspect after you?
So we'll do the inspection with the client. A lot of times if it's a commercial building, like a gym or an office space and they have a big mold problem, what we'll do is we'll get a mold test done. So a third party comes in, does a mold test, and tells us, okay, you passed.
Okay.
If we didn't pass, we haven't failed one yet. But if we were to fail one, then they'd say, hey, here's where it is, here's how I want you to remediate it, and then we would do it exactly how that tester says to do it, call them back on our dime, and have them test it again.
So, and do they, when y'all doing that also, do they have people out monitoring you? Or, you know, so if your company is in there, right, and it's a large building, do they monitor you, or they just basically?
It depends. It really depends. If we're in a secure location, a lot of government that we deal with, military installations, schools, things like that, then we're going to have an escort a lot of times.
Right.
But then other times they're like, all right, go ahead. Like there's a gym in the area that we went to take a look at, and they were like, yep, it's up there. Go do your thing. Let us know when you're done. You know, they didn't want to be a part of it. They just wanted it done. We're like, perfect. You know, so it really just depends on where you are.
That's so good. For everybody that's just joining in, this is People to People with Rodney Grimes. Again, it's Puro
Clean of
Puro.
Reston.
Puro Clean of Reston. And the telephone number is 703-743-4483. If you're interested in a job, you're interested in trying to get some employment, but you also can call that number if you need the assistance to the company. This company is definitely something that's going to be able to help you now or in the future if you have a flood or some kind of. Now that's what I'm thinking too. So, say if somebody's just had a bathroom constructed in the basement. You said it really doesn't matter how small the job is, y'all still will come out.
Yep.
Okay, so if it's just a one bedroom with a bath that keep flooding, and y'all come and make sure that there's no mold and things of that.
Yeah. So Hector, our production manager, I'll tell you this one last story, right? And we actually got a great shout out on our Facebook for it from the lady. She had called. She thought she had some mold, looked like mold on the ceiling in the shower, right? She said it might be, 2 foot by 2 foot space, not big. Hector goes out there, takes a look at it. Come to find out, it's just shampoo. When you're, washing your hair, things like that, it got up there, it dried. It looked a little funky, whatnot. She was nervous, they had a newborn. Hector figures out that it's shampoo. He goes, I could clean this and I could charge you $500, or you can just get a sponge and you can wipe, and some stuff, you can wipe it off yourself. He goes, if it does come back, then let me know and we'll cut open and we'll see then there's an issue. He goes, but I'm pretty sure this is it, right? So he could have charged her, X amount of dollars to clean up some shampoo, but he didn't, because that's not what we're about, right? We want to make sure that we're doing the best job possible, and now we got a client for life in the future.
So do y'all do anything, say like if people are struggling and they're worried about COVID, do y'all deal with
Do
that?
COVID clean? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's been a big one. Disinfecting
Yeah.
offices, people's homes. We did a lot with realtors
Okay.
in between open house weekends and stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely, it's a big one.
I
Private plane
Oh
disinfection
yeah, okay, right,
and
right.
things like that. Yep.
So that's that again. And I didn't even think about that. So we talking about people who have boats and airplanes.
We had a Volkswagen. It wasn't a bug. A Volkswagen sedan in our shop last week that they had left the windows down and gotten water all in it. Had the seats out. We had the carpet out. Right in our bay.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah, man.
So y'all, it's
We
really,
don't say no.
y'all
I don't say no.
That
No.
I like that. I like that. That's really really good. Y'all,
We're not here to say no. We're here to say yes.
and
I want to be the client's yes man.
and get them back on their feet.
Right? Yep. Can you do this? Yes, we can. Can you do it quickly? Yes, we can.
And the address to the office again.
271 Sunset Park Drive, right in Herndon.
In Herndon. Okay. And y'all, is that the only local office here?
That's our only local office, yes.
Okay. So anything outside of this area, they contact y'all and then y'all go to the place.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But what we do too is there's other Pure Clean franchises that we partner with. So if we get a call, I got a call from a lady the other day out in Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Okay.
You know where that is?
Have no
didn't.
idea.
Yeah, I didn't either. Right. Right around Nashville, I found out. So I called Mike. Our buddy out happens to be in Murfreesboro of all things. Got him connected. I spoke with the lady over the weekend, and she was just thrilled with the service that Mike was providing, right? So, we got partners all over.
That
Right?
is-
So
that's
if you're stuck in Georgia, you're stuck in Alaska, and you don't know who to call Eamonn, and Eamonn will help you find out.
Amen. I like that. What Eamon was telling me when I'm pronouncing his name right, he said, say amen. So, amen. Yes, and that is so cool. And that's something that, again, I am honored to have you to come in and sit down with us. We're looking for opportunities to promote your business. What we're going to be doing coming up in the future, we're going to be doing small commercials and things of that nature. So a lot of the companies that came on, like your company, you'll find out that we'll just constantly keep promoting. So we'll do that whether you're here or not, and just every now and again we'll give out the number, and we definitely going to do that because we want to see you succeed, and that's what's important. That's what people to people is all about, man. We all about trying to help and get that connection.
So this will be the first of many collaborations, right? I think that Pure Clean Arrest and people, we're going to do some real good things
For sure.
in the community here. So
Matter of fact,
I'm excited.
we just decided, and I'm definitely doing this invite to you now. We're doing a networking event December 11th. So definitely want to make sure that you come back up and
Gonna be here?
yes, yep. It's going to be between 11 and 3.
It's a Saturday. Yeah.
It's a Saturday.
I'll put it in my calendar now.
I appreciate that. And we're going to have you that way. Then we can, what we want to do is we want to keep marketing and telling people about the businesses that are here, giving them opportunity to get exposure and let people know what's going on, because
Absolutely.
sometimes you don't know when you're going to need a service,
Right.
and so, when you start to come out and network, and meet people, find out what they do, find out how they go about it. It helps you to be able to say, okay, you know what? I don't feel like if I'm in a bind that I'm gonna be struggling to get some help.
Yeah.
You get out and you find those different people who have the businesses, and with y'all having a new business in the area, this is something that's really really good for people who's trying to move forward, trying to get an opportunity. Plus, what about this too? And it just popped in my head. Okay, so y'all dealing with the reconstruction from damage. Y'all do not do so. Y'all don't do anything like other than if they had problems with infestation.
not. Yes and no.
Okay.
We do some infestation. We do some hoarding, clean out. But that's really a case-by-case basis.
Okay.
If you got a whole house or a building that's got issues like that, I'll be honest, I don't think I'm the one for you. And Nova Junk is who to call.
Right. Okay.
Right? But yeah, I mean, like I said, I never like to turn down an opportunity without seeing it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go see it, and then we'll make a determination there. So if you got an issue, just call me. Whatever your issue. I like to tell people I want to be your concierge for all things real estate. So whatever you need, I like to be like you. I like to be a connector of people. So whatever you need, just call me, and most likely I can give you the exact contacts of somebody who's going to help you directly.
What I just like you did, though, and was really, sometimes people don't pick up on things, but as soon as I asked you that question, you immediately threw another person's business out there.
Oh, yeah.
Networking.
Exactly.
Supporting each other.
These are people that I trust.
Yeah.
Right? We've done, I can't tell me how many times we've used Nova Junk, right? And just over and over. And so they're the ones that help us out. We're, helping them out any way we can.
That is amazing. That's amazing. Again, this is what People to People is about. This is the People Podcast. We're about building, networking, letting people know we are here to support your growth. We have Eamonn, Garvey of Puro
Clean of Rest.
Puro Clean of Resting in the house. Their company is a company that's given opportunity. We talked about them going into the schools, going into the neighborhoods, going into your homes. I'm talking about telling you that this is an opportunity for you to have a connection. If you want a job and you want to make some changes in your life, you have a young son, nephew, niece interested in trying to move ahead and get a new career, you want to definitely give them a call. But more so now, we're going to get past, we've been business. I want to just go personal for the next few minutes. Mm-hmm. So right now, with everything that's going on and with the business and everything, how is it affecting you personally? Does it really require a lot of your time?
It does. It does require a lot of time. Thankfully, I have the best wife in the world, Grace, at home. She works full-time as well. But you see me a lot of times in the evenings and early mornings. She holds it down. We have 3 kids.
How old are the kids?
Lily is going to be 13 in January. And then Hunter turns 4 at the end of this month. And then Daisy turns 3 in February.
You got some new ones.
Yeah. I just can't wait to get out of that diaper phase finally with the last one.
Yeah.
But, it's a work-life balance, right? I'm lucky that, and I realized very early on that I am not a 9-to-5 person. I've tried it. It doesn't work for me. So there's times where, I can take a Tuesday. Or, I can go to pre-COVID, I used to be able to pop in on my daughter and take her some, McDonald's or something for lunch on a random Wednesday, right? But that also, it's because of this. I'm able to go anywhere, right?
Right.
But also, because of this, it doesn't stop.
Right.
Right? So you have to really try and fine-tune it.
Yeah.
And it's something that I'm still working on. And
Yeah.
I think I'll probably forever be working on. But sometimes you just say no. If I'm at home, right, for dinner time and bedtime, I typically don't answer my phone.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Unless it's something that I know is urgent, it can wait. Just leave me a voicemail, text me. I'll get back to you in a couple hours.
Right.
So I really try and make it so that, like, when it's family time, it's family time. But the family supports me. They're the backbone.
And that's what it's all about too. I mean, having a family to be able to be there for you, so you'll be able to bring that butter and bread home.
Yeah, my wife's every morning. Hey, get up, time to go. I don't wanna. Let's go.
Yeah, my wife. I used to watch it on TV how the husband would get ready to go out and the wife had a little lunch pail or basket right by the door. Mine's be
Right.
sitting on the step. And she,
Mine's already in the car. Car's on.
Man, I'm telling you, man, look, I come down the step. This is funny, right? Mine come right down the step, and if I wanted to run right out the door, all I got to do is grab my jacket and my bag and go right out the door and get in the car. And she'd be like, see you, honey, you know. And
But I bet you can say the same thing. You would not have the success you have in this world if it wasn't for her standing right next to you.
Oh, bro.
Right?
100%.
I mean, I didn't know anything really before I met my wife. Right? She just keeps lighting the fire.
Yeah. Well, they you know, something was really, and we talking real serious. They are, when you had the kids and the wife and the family structure, man, it's all worth it when you get up and go out there and do it, no matter what you're doing. And that's what it's a good thing, that you do things that do it with pride.
Yeah.
You know, it has some dignity for your kids to look at you. You know, your son going to look at you and say, man, my dad used to get up and he worked hard. You know what I mean? And, you know, we could see that with our parents, too. You know, it wasn't that easy.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't going to just lay home and, you know, drink a beer and the rent get paid. You got to get out and do it. You got to earn it.
You know, yeah, it's... I just want to make sure that I have a legacy that's worth leaving.
Come on, man. I love it.
Right? To the family behind. That's my Keller Williams in me, right? Legacy's worth leaving and living. Right? But I want my kids, as they grow, I want them to have, if they choose to, an interest in one of the businesses. I would love to be, you know, in my 80s, you know, or whatever, old, and I'm sitting back and my kids are running the businesses, my grandkids are working for the businesses, right? That's generational wealth opportunity right there.
I like
right?
that.
That changes families' lives.
Come on now.
Right, when you can do that stuff. And so when I linked up with Joe, it was just a natural fit because he's got the vision doing the same thing. Right?
I like that.
So I would take his vision and I just implement it.
That's the other thing when we sit down and have these conversations. It's not just about promoting the business, but it's promoting the way of life and how we survive. Sitting that legacy out there, letting people see, you know, how people start, giving them. It's not just we want you to say, oh, call us so we can make money. No, we want to talk about living. We want to talk about surviving, the legacies that we're leaving for our kids. And we're letting them see that, you know, you get up and earn an honest living and then help your neighbor. You know, all of that.
My parents do it. I watched my neighbors do it, you know. My dad was out of the house by 5 o'clock at the latest every day. I know. Now being a dad and being an adult, he did what? I worked for him a couple summers in high school. He was in construction. He was a superintendent. And I learned very quickly, my freshman summer, that there was no way I was going into construction after working for him. That was not going to be a career choice. But, you know, it's all about family. It's all about the people, like you say.
My mother, we was having this conversation. My mom's 90 years old. And God bless her, you know, I love her, man. And I had the opportunity, we was having this discussion. And I said, yeah, Ma, you remember when I joined the Marine Corps? And she said, yeah. I said, I had came in there with the recruiter, and she had to sign the paper. And she said, yeah, that's when you quit the job at the hospital, right? I had this job washing pots and pans at the Alexandria Hospital.
Okay.
Dude, you talk about something that blew me. I'm talking about these was huge pans, right? I was washing so many pots and pans. I'm trying to tell you, I only made it through one paycheck. But my mom, this what really got me though. Was so cool. My mom wouldn't let me quit between the paycheck. I had to at least get to one paycheck, right? And so I came back to my mom and said, Mom, I just can't wash them many pots. Because I told her, my mother had got the job for me because she worked there. So she said, well, you can't just quit. You're going to have to let them know. You're going to have to at least go through the 2-week period. But what I liked about it was it gave me a sense of responsibility. It gave me a sense of dedication. Also, one of the things is that I never wanted them to come back and see a dirty pot while I was there. Right? Mm-hmm. And so after I stopped doing all of that, I also realized that I wasn't going to be washing no more pots. I was done. But
Uh-huh.
it's all about, we just sit in the legacy, letting our kids know. And I got to say thank you to my mom, because my mom set a kind of tone for me,
Right.
to say, yo, okay, you don't have to wash pots. You're going to have to do something.
Right.
And you're going to have to show some responsibility. And I did and during the service. But where we are.
Ultimate responsibility right there.
That's right. And I heard you. So you said you was in the service too.
I'm not. I
Oh,
was
you
in
were?
the service, but Joe and Hector were both Army.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
Big fan of the service. I just wasn't brave enough to go in.
Shoot.
I support him. My little cousin, he's one of my best friends. Him and his wife are right now active duty, so.
That was one thing that I always said. I thought that it should be every family that had two males in it. I always felt that at least one of them should go for 2 years.
I think that everybody that graduates high school, the second you graduate high school, you should go in the military for 2 years.
2 years. That would be really, really good.
You would see a huge decrease in crime.
Yep.
And a huge increase in responsible young adults.
Yes.
You're not going to have these kids eating Tide Pods and doing all that mess. Like, in my generation, when I was younger, when you were younger, we did stupid stuff. But I just feel that it would be good.
It would be good because actually we where we are now, and we looking at people, the kids today, they don't really see the real structure of starting to work young to prepare for when you're old.
Right.
They got everything right here. I saw. I ain't ashamed of my age, but I remember they had 8-tracks. They didn't have, and then the cassette came. Then I saw the CD come.
Yeah.
I saw the microwave come. I saw the color TV come. And now we looking at the kids. Now they got kids that's 6, 7 years. They got cell phones.
All of them.
Yeah.
This is a computer, a video game. Speaking of my daughter right there.
And this is so funny though. All of us, we walk around with these things. It has changed our life. But sometimes when you look at it, this thing is also raising our kids too.
Yeah.
And we got to be careful.
And I'm
with
at
that.
fault.
We got to be careful with it.
Yeah.
Giving them the iPads and stuff. We got to let them know it's good out there to get a job and start with a new business and get where you are having some kind of responsibility and also doing something to help people. As I was saying that story about the trash man, when I saw those guys and I realized then when they missed several weeks of the trash, I was like, oh, heck to the no. I can't wait till y'all get back to work, and I realized how important it was.
Yeah, so I keep a cooler on our front porch, and it's got ice, it's got waters, it's got sodas. I don't drink anymore, so it's got fake beers, right? There's non-alcoholic beers. We always tell them, hey, take whatever you want, right?
You know what? I'm going to do that.
When COVID first hit, it wasn't depleting like it usually does.
Yeah.
But, as things started opening back, especially during the summer times, I'm trying to figure out a way, because, I noticed during the winters, there's not many Cokes and ice cold waters that are taken out, but I'm like, do I get, a hot chocolate machine, a Keurig, and plug it into the front porch or something?
Yeah. But I have a cooler that sits on my porch, but I never thought about it. Now I'm going to be able to do that. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I have a cooler sitting out there because I sit out there and smoke my cigar, so I can just reach back and grab me something out of it. But I'm actually do that for the trash guys. And when I'm able to just, hey man, y'all need a water? I can grab one out of there.
That's what I tell them. Hey, anytime you stop by, open that up. 9 times out of 10, it's fully stocked, and I always tell them, sometimes, you might get something that you don't really want. I'm sorry. You might get one of those little kitty waters. Sorry, but try a couple days later. Haven't had any complaints yet, right?
Yeah.
So
you just be thankful for what you get, though.
But I appreciate you having me on. I'm gonna have to jump off. I gotta go home and give my kids kiss before bedtime.
My man.
But man, this was awesome. We're gonna have to do this again.
For sure.
And I really appreciate what you're doing for the community.
Awesome. Hey, this is something that's a passion. We definitely on the air Monday and Wednesday. Monday is Motivation Wednesday. Monday is Motivation Monday. Wednesday is Let's Talk About It Wednesday. And then we also have Friday date night with myself and my wife, Lady Z. When you get a chance, we talk about relationships, and we have date night dinners and things of that nature, So what we always like to do, what I would like for you to do, is to carry us out with some information. One, I want you to talk you real quick, give the telephone number again, how to get in touch with you, talk about that bonus if they mention that, and then give some just some motivation words for some of the guys, young ladies that are out there.
Okay. So my name's Eamonn Garvey, and I'm with Pure Clean of Reston. It's the important part, Pure Clean of Reston. And my cell phone number is 703-743-4482. You can call or text me anytime, and I'll answer usually between 2 and 2.5 hours. And so we are looking at two things. If you need our services for a flood, a fire, a mold cleanup job, and they mention People to People and Rodney Grimes, they'll get an automatic 10% off the top, no questions asked. And also, too, if you're looking for a job, you have a friend or a family member that's looking for a job or a career change, we are offering a $2,000 bonus for the People to People followers and listeners.
Is that for full-time and part-time?
Yes.
Okay, so if you came part-time, long as you got the job, you came through, you still could get the $2,000.
Yep, you get $2,000, and it's not going to be $2,000 right up front.
Right.
But it'll be added at every paycheck for
that's
a certain
cool.
amount of time.
Yeah.
Right? Because we gotta. I can't be giving away $2,000 to everybody, and then after that first check, they're like, I'm not cleaning no more water up no more. So I'm gonna take my nice check. I'm gonna take my $2,000, right? Trial and error. Yet we will definitely. We have a fair system for everybody involved, and you will get that money. I can promise you that if you come and work with us.
Hey, man, I appreciate you.
Hey,
bro.
thank you so much for having me. I appreciate
you.
it.
And make sure you're going to come back and sit down, and we're going to talk again.
Absolutely.
I got some other things lined up where it's going to be just some man talk. So I would love for you to come and sit down with us. And it's not going to be so much just about the business, but I'm talking man talk, so we can talk to help some younger guys look for the future and be a blessing to them.
Let me tell you, it was a struggle. You growing up as a young guy.
You already know, but hey.
But yeah, I'm in. Whatever you need, whatever you guys need, you just call me and let me know.
I appreciate you. Y'all have a good, blessed evening. Thank you
you
so much for tuning in. This is People to People with Rodney Grimes. I love you. You know how we do is People to People, Power to Power, Positive Thinking People. PTP for life.
Yeah.